Well, good Monday evening, everyone. Todd Warren here on Facebook Live tonight, as well as streaming live on the KTAL Now app with the very latest on what to expect here weather-wise across the Arklatex. As today, you can see we did experience another nice day weather-wise across the Arklatex with temperatures, for the most part, that have warmed up or did warm up into the 50s and lower 60s. It looks like we will see another cold night around the area once again tonight, and then after that, we will see conditions warm up starting tomorrow. I have the details on how much we're going to be warming up across the area, and of course, also tell you about what is on the way as far as rain. Right now, it really doesn't look like a whole lot of rain. Again, I'll give the details on the lineup for tonight. If you're watching on Facebook, feel free to say hello or just ask any question that you may have. Of course, it's always fine to say hello, as we like to begin things with our hellos. And as I await those to come in, let me show you what is on the way tonight. As tonight we are going to be looking at, again, the possibility for another freeze tonight. And tonight, very well, especially when you see what's on the way for the next 2 weeks, this very well could be the last chance that we see, at least a chance for freezing temperatures in this winter season. It does not appear as if we're going to be cooling off that much once we warm back up on Tuesday. Rainfall wise, again, I mentioned the warm up beginning on Tuesday. Tomorrow we'll be close to 80 as soon as Wednesday, believe it or not, after close to freezing tonight. Very limited rain this week. We will have a chance on Thursday. Some models hinting at a chance for some this Sunday, late Sunday. As far as when we will see the chance of rain, may have to wait until a couple of weeks. I'm going to basically show you the 7-day outlook from WPC, the 10-day outlook from the blended models, and then instead of doing 10 days of the various models, I'm going to show you 2 weeks worth of rain from the various models. And there is some hope of seeing some rain in that period between day 10 and day 14. And I'll show you how much coming up as well. All right, so that's what's on the way tonight. Let's see who is tuning in tonight and say our hellos before we get into the heart of the matter here tonight. Brian, as usual, is first on board tonight. Hello there, Brian. Aaron, greetings to you. Let's see who else is here now. Let's see. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong buttons here. Bear with me. Let's go back to this one. Eric says it's now 41 degrees here in Colbert, Oklahoma, west of the Arklatex. In case you're wondering, that's near Lake Texoma, just west of our viewing area. Hello there, Eric. Gary, hello. Lewis, good evening to you as well. All right, as we wait for more people to join in, here's again, call this Weather Worries for the KTAL Now app, and really our worries will be few here for the next 10 days. Put my level of concern at 2 out of 10. One thing we will have to watch for the next couple of days will be the wind. We do have a growing list of burn bans once again across the Arklatex, which is growing because we do have some dry air in place, and it's going to be rather windy here both tomorrow and Wednesday, and probably looking at gusts up to 30 at times. So obviously, with as dry as things have been here for the past week plus, and the fact that we do have some very dry air in place. Dew points this morning, I looked at my weather station, were in the teens. So we will see the moisture gradually increase, but it's going to be very dry once again tomorrow. So again, if you don't have to do any outdoor burning tomorrow, if it is permitted in your county or parish, I wouldn't do it tomorrow or Wednesday. Just set the record straight. They would not be a good idea if things were to get a little bit out of control. Betty, hello there up there in Union County. Hopefully you had a nice smile day today. So let's get into a review of what happened today. Made it to 60 this afternoon in Shreveport. 59 degrees was the daytime high in Texarkana, 60 in Marshall. Normal high, I believe now, is 65. You'll see that when we get to the forecast. So we were a good 5-6 degrees below normal today, and we will be back up above normal as we look ahead to tomorrow, as you'll see in the forecast in a couple of minutes. I mentioned the wind. Here's the output from Futurecast here for tomorrow, and it's a depiction of peak wind gusts, and you can see 25 to 30. We will see sustained winds tomorrow out of the south to southwest at 15 to 20. So again, tomorrow looking to be a rather windy day across the area, and it will be very similar to what you see here on Wednesday. We'll see very similar numbers in terms of the winds across the area. Current weather pattern across the country, you can see the big upper level low here, which has caused the blizzard conditions in the northeastern sections of the country. I don't know if you've seen some of the video from, especially around Boston. It's brutal up there, as I've looked at some snow totals up more than 20 inches. Hopefully Sarah's doing okay up there in Brooklyn. And this feature is going to be moving out. We do have the northwesterly flow above us. That's what's brought in this cold. But as this lifts out, we will see the temperatures modify here in the Arctic, as I mentioned, starting tomorrow. And we're not going to see any more surges of this cold here, at least for the foreseeable future. All right, let's before we talk about the current surface map, let's see who else has chimed in. Lewis, yes, that may, if I have time tomorrow's kid day, so I may not have time. I'm going to try to create a burn ban map that I can show on here. Now, it may be delayed because I'm going to take it from the state pages on our burn ban page here. So I'll try to put all of that in one map for you tomorrow. Let's see. Betty, hello to your 2-year-old grand. Betty, whatever his or her name is, hello. Hopefully they are having a good time with whatever they call you, Betty. For me, it's Chief. Let's see. Rusty, good evening to you. And Jeff in Prescott, Arkansas. Hello there, Jeff. Thanks for watching. Well, let's get to what's ahead of us here. Is we'll keep it on the national scale. And you can see that low moving away from the northeast, high pressure system settling just to our southeast tomorrow. That's another reason why the wind tonight will be relatively light. But we're going to start to get on the back side of its circulation here as it moves into Florida during the day tomorrow, and that's going to increase the wind. Notice the front to our north. It is going to march this way. And ahead of it, the south winds tomorrow night will tap into some of the moisture from the Gulf, and it will send it northward into our area. And you can see that that front will temporarily stall Wednesday. Might see a little bit of late day sunshine Wednesday afternoon across the area, but nothing really too much as far as rain. And then as that front eases southward, it will try to squeeze out a few showers Wednesday night over the northern sections of the area, and then Thursday further to the south. But most of the rain associated with this front will fall to our east. Some models do keep us totally dry. The blend of models is very pessimistic on seeing much as far as rain with this frontal passage. And even though this front is going to be moving through, it is not going to cool us off. Maybe a little bit at night, but we're going to stay relatively warm here behind the front, as we will probably see highs Thursday in the 70s. We very well could see 80 again. Some models are projecting for Friday behind it. So yeah, it looks like we're going to be kind of stuck, and that will move off towards the east as we head into Thursday night. And you can see that high sitting virtually right over the top of us by the time we get to Friday. As this weekend, as of right now, looks very nice if you have some outdoor plans. Pleasant temperatures, and really nothing to worry about as far as rain for most of us. Might have to keep an eye on Sunday evening, but for the most part, it is looking pretty okay. Dylan, hello. Thanks for joining us tonight, Dylan, and thanks for watching. Do appreciate it. Well, let's give you a look at the up-close and personal view of Futurecast here, and this will take us through Friday. And you can see the clear sky, which is going to take place across the area tonight. We will see the winds start to shift tonight to the south, but it is going to remain light. And then tomorrow, notice these arrows getting bigger. That's that wind increasing out of the south to southwest. That should warm us into the mid to upper 60s. And then with that southerly component of the wind, you can see the arrival of the moisture from the Gulf, meaning we'll see those low clouds that we often see with the south wind at night. And we'll try to mix some of those clouds out heading through Friday or through Wednesday. But for the most part, Wednesday is looking mostly cloudy. I do not anticipate seeing anything as far as rain. And notice how big the red arrows are. It is going to be very windy once again on Wednesday. And you can see that heading into Thursday morning, notice the frontal system located right about in here. Okay. You can see the wind shifts, northeast winds behind the front, the south winds ahead of the front. And of course, that is enough to create a little bit of lift in the lowest levels of the atmosphere. And that lift may be enough to squeeze out a little bit of rain as that wind shift or front slides. This is only a wind shift, since we're not going to see a drop in temperatures. As it shifts to the south, we will see the chance of rain also shift to the south. But again, it's not going to be very much. Futurecast showing 1/10 of an inch or less for all of the area with this wind shift moving through the region. So that's what it looks like, and we will likely see the clouds decrease during the nighttime hours Thursday night, and probably we'll see an abundant supply of sunshine on Friday with not much wind for a change for Friday. Again, this is the last week of February. March 1st is Sunday, so it looks like February is going to go out like a lamb, and as March will also come in like a lamb. So let's hope it doesn't end with as a lion. So we'll see. All right, here's let's see who else is. Don't see any other joinees here, so I'm going to keep going here as we look at the longer range outlook. This will be 10 days worth of weather pattern, I believe. And you can see the upper level low over causing the blizzard conditions in the northeast lifting out. Notice the rain breaking out to the east of the Arctic, according to the model blend with that front. That'll push its way south and east. And then the ridging takes hold. That's going to keep us dry probably through the weekend, it looks like. I do not have any rain for Sunday at this point, or Sunday night. And then moving into next week, you can see a system which is over California. That's going to dig south, and it's going to take it a while before it gets close enough. It is possible that we could see a little bit of rain next Thursday, but with this one, it doesn't look like much, as you can see here. But we will see that upper low to the west of us gradually move to the east, and that's when we will see the uptick in the rainfall amounts across the Arctic, probably in that second week of March. All right, so here's a look at the next 7 days as far as rainfall potential. This is actually made by meteorologists at the Weather Prediction Center, and you can see nothing to 100th. So virtually nothing is what they're indicating for rainfall. This will take us through next Monday. All right, let's take you out 10 days. This will take us through next Thursday. And the model blend does show a little bit with that system next Thursday. So notice most of the area, less than 1/10 of an inch here in the next 10 days. And again, we typically get 1.6 to 1.7 inches, probably closer to 1.6 inches in a 10-day period as we close February and begin March. So we're going to be adding to those deficits, and I expect to see a little bit more reds in the drought monitor this week. Maybe not a whole lot more, but we'll see more, and definitely we'll see more orange in those areas that are not yet in severe drought so far. All right, so that's what it looks like for 10 days out. Let's now take you out 14 days, and you can see the actual look at all the different models. Some of the globals and, of course, the ensembles, they do go out 14 days. So here is what they are projecting from now through what is, that'd be March 9th. All right, so you can see that northern parts of the area, there's a chance you could see a couple of inches of rainfall. Believe it or not, this would still be a little bit below normal. All right, sounds like a lot, but we're talking 14 days here. So it's really not a whole lot. And you can see the amounts probably will be closer to an inch if you look at the majority of the suggestions here from the various models over the southern half of the area. So it looks like there is hope of getting a decent amount of rain, maybe closer to normal north. We likely will stay below normal over the next 2 weeks as far as rainfall goes over the southern half of the area. All right, Mary, hello. You have a warm night too, Mary. It's the last cold night we have, so it may be the last time, depending on how your thermostat is set. It may be the last time. Well, I shouldn't say that. I mean, for me, it's very well may be the last time my furnace is on. We like it cold in the house. Anyway, you have a warm night too, Mary, and thanks for watching. Here's a look at the GFS model for the next 2 weeks. Again, this is just one model, and you saw the numbers it was putting out. Notice that has the heavier totals over the northern sections of the area. So let's switch from rain to temperatures. And Billy, hello there in Taylor, Arkansas, there in southwestern Columbia County, southwest of Magnolia. Hopefully you're having a good evening up there in Columbia County. Look at the European ensembles, and you see what I mean about not seeing any more cold. This will take us through March 9th. Notice the 35 tonight, which may be too warm, actually. And then notice that we return to the close to 70 tomorrow and hit 80s Wednesday. And we stay in at the very least the 70s through the rest of the 2-week period. Overnight lows, most nights will be in the 40s and 50s. And the red line is not the normal low, that is the normal high. So you see how much we're going to be above normal here. Again, that red line, I believe, is 65. The blue line is 43, 44. So above normal is the theme here for the end of February and beginning of March. Here's a look at the GFS ensembles just to compare. And you can see they too are pretty persistently above normal. With temperatures mainly in the 70s, a couple days with highs in the low 80s. Notice we're not seeing anything really outlandish in terms of warmth or a cold. This time of year, 90 would be outlandish, okay? Not out of the question. And especially as we get into March, we typically, I shouldn't say typically, but we tend to see a better chance of seeing 90 in March. We have never hit 90, at least in Shreveport in February. We did it last year one time in Texarkana, ironically. And so again, and obviously minus tonight, nothing really too outlandish as far as cold. No more teens, which we would be fearing as we move forward. Billy says, nice day today. I'm glad you enjoyed it there, Billy. Hopefully you got a chance to enjoy it. Norm, Gary is here watching in Palm Springs, Oklahoma. Palm Springs, California. I would like to see a Palm Springs in Oklahoma. Oh, sometimes it's Monday, Gary. All right. And I was thinking, I got to call up Gary's numbers here so I can share with him what he is going to see. So let me do that, Gary, since I have a few minutes. Gary waits to hear that music at the end, I think. Did you get much rain last week, Gary? I was waiting for you to chime on or to come on because I remember telling you you were going to get quite a bit. Doesn't look like much more. This has a 10th in the next 2 weeks, so that's pretty much goose egg because at the end, if it was at the beginning, I would say it would be possible. So probably not much as far as rain, Gary. Ooh. You're going to be looking at highs in the mid to upper 90s here for the rest of this week. Maybe a few days of 80s for highs early next week. And then we kind of settle into the mid to upper 80s during that second week of March. Overnight lows most nights will be in the 60s for you, Gary. So doesn't look not the hottest day, Friday, 99 is what this is showing. The coldest night, couple nights in the 60s during that second week of March. So that's what it looks like for you, Gary. Gary says not a lot of rain where he is, but a lot of snow up there in the mountains that he can see from his homestead. All right. Well, thanks, Gary, for tuning in tonight. And hopefully you are going to start getting ready for what's coming because you're going to get a little taste here in the next couple of weeks. All right. So here's a look at my forecast as we kind of wrap things up tonight. We are looking mostly clear. It will be staying cold once again, one more time tonight with temperatures pretty close to freezing. 33 tonight in Shreveport, 32 in Texarkana, 33 in Marshall, 30 degrees for the nighttime low tonight in Natchitoches. And there's that normal low, 43 is where we typically are. So in Shreveport, 10 degrees below normal for this time of year. Normal high 65, again 69 tomorrow. So we'll be close to 5 degrees above normal. 67 degrees for the high temperature tomorrow in Texarkana. Also 69 in Marshall and 64 in Arcadia. Up there in Columbia County, you also looking at some middle 60s up there, Billy. So here's my 10-day forecast. And you can see that it shows the 80 on the way for Wednesday. We'll drop back with the clouds Thursday and that boundary coming through. Mid-70s for highs. Again, a little bit of rain possible, but it doesn't look like much. Maybe a couple hundred, see if we get some. And then you can see we stay really persistent in the middle 70s eventually. Overnight lows will kind of settle into the middle 50s. There's that next chance of rain, which could arrive at the end of the 10-day period next Thursday. Looks like that will mainly impact, at least right now, the northern sections of the Arctic. So there you have it. Get past tonight. If you don't like the cold, get past tonight. And you got to be happy with what you're seeing on the screen right now. So that will officially do it for me tonight, folks. As always, I appreciate you tuning in. I did get a couple of stockpiles, a couple more bits of humor that I can share with you. I'm trying to figure out which one I want. All right, so we'll go with the little Johnny joke. So teacher asked little Johnny, "Can you use the word gruesome in a sentence?" Johnny says, "Yes, ma'am. I used to be shorter, but I guess I grew some." I didn't hear a chuckle from Big B, so let balloon crash on that one. Well, that will officially do it for me tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to check us out tonight at 9 on Fox or at 10 on NBC6. Still working on the stream on the KTAL Now app. I do have it here. It doesn't look like it has appeared. There's some kind of bug somewhere in the system that we're diligently working to repair. So hopefully we'll be streaming on the app here pretty soon. Of course, I am recording it, so if you are watching on the app, Monday through Thursday, 8:30, when we get it going, that's where you can watch this live and participate if you'd like. Anyway, again, thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow with another live update. Of course, the very latest on any changes that may be on the way in the next couple of weeks, and whether or not we'll see any more rain anytime soon as well. So until then, have a great Tuesday and get outside tomorrow and enjoy that sunshine.